Modern applications demand real-time data processing at massive scale, whether it's powering AI models, streaming telemetry from edge devices, or synchronizing global workloads across distributed environments. But most enterprises are stuck patching together legacy streaming infrastructure that wasn't built for cloud native or edge first architectures. So, how do you bring high performance data in streaming directly to the edge without compromising on speed, reliability, or developer experience? That's exactly what we are exploring today with Prenil Kottayankandy, Director of Business Development at Akamai, and Zeke Dean, Senior Partner Solutions Engineer at Redpanda. Prenil, Zeke, it's great to have you both on the show.
Pleasure to be on here. Been a long time listener, Swapnil, and good to finally be here.
Akamai recently announced that Redpanda has joined its Qualified Compute Partner Program, a move that brings real-time streaming infrastructure to one of the world's most distributed cloud platforms. Prenil, what is Qualified Compute Partner Program and why is it critical for customers building cloud and edge native applications today?
So the Qualified Computing Partner Program, or QCP in short, is a highly curated partner program. It's very strategic to Akamai, where we go about recruiting best-in-class solutions and best-in-class providers to run, deploy, scale, and secure their applications on the Akamai platform to eventually provide a differentiated solution to our customers. Now, what that means for our customers is, if you're buying a Qualified Computing Partner solution through Akamai, it's battle tested. It's worked for the largest brands in the world, the largest events in the world. And for a partner, the moment they are on the partner program, they have access to the Akamai customer base. So 6,000 plus enterprise customers, 150,000 SMB customers, all of whom Akamai has great relationships with. So it's intended to be a win-win situation for the Akamai platform, the partner, and the customer. And we've seen great results and great reception from our customers. Right? So it's a highly curated partner program. We have about 30 partners in total right now, about 600 to 700 customers leveraging the solution from various different partners. And it's been a rocket ship growth. We started this about 3 years or so ago. It's a critical part of our cloud business and strategy as we go forward. So we're very excited to welcome Redpanda on top of the partner program and explore more customer use cases and challenges that we can solve together.
Zeke, as we all know, Redpanda is now part of this program. For those who may not be aware, and I doubt who is not, can you introduce Redpanda and explain what makes this partnership strategically important for both companies?
So Redpanda is an agentic data platform built on top of a streaming technology called Redpanda that's fully compatible with the Apache Kafka API. We re-architected data streaming to be simpler to operate, faster under load, and more reliable at scale. Now, what makes this collaboration especially exciting is that it pairs real-time streaming with Akamai's distributed cloud platform built on Linode. So customers can run high-performance sensitive workloads closer to the users, the devices, and where the data is actually originating. So this isn't just a technology handshake. This partnership formally brings Redpanda into Akamai's Qualified Cloud Computing Program and establishes a co-sell motion where Akamai can sell Redpanda Enterprise Edition on Akamai Cloud, with Redpanda providing first-line support. Now, Linode. One of the reasons builders love it is that it's designed to be straightforward, fast provisioning, developer-friendly tooling, and a managed Kubernetes experience that is very, very well done, and it's predictable to operate. For example, Linode's LKE managed Kubernetes experience gives you production-like clusters in minutes, and on the performance side from my own benchmark testing, Linode's platform uses SSDs for core compute, high-performance NVMe storage blocks for intensive workloads. Great for low latency and data-intensive applications. So here's why timing on this partnership matters. More of our customers and Akamai's customers are trying to build agentic and AI-driven applications. The winning architectures will be the ones that combine low-latency inference with fresh, trustworthy real-time data. Akamai's inference cloud is designed to run inference closer to the users on edge and do performance optimization. Pairing with Redpanda gives customers a clean path from event streamings to improving the context and action at global scale. The Akamai Inference Cloud runs the inference closer to the users, and then Redpanda can run right where the customers are, right at their event data and everything else. So the bottom line is Akamai brings a globally distributed compute and edge reach. Redpanda brings a real-time streaming backbone. Together, we'll make it dramatically easier for enterprises to deploy and operate next-generation real-time and agentic applications worldwide.
Prenil, from a customer perspective, what does this partnership unlock, both for existing Akamai customers looking to adopt streaming infrastructure and for Redpanda users who need global distribution and edge proximity?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think Zeke nailed some of the value prop there. So, think about it. If you're a developer, you're an existing Akamai customer, you're trying to build a real-time streaming application, an AI application, an agentic application. You need access to data, and you need access to data really quickly. You need access to data in milliseconds. Now, when you're building on the Akamai cloud, when you're building and leveraging the Akamai network, with this partnership, now you have data sitting where your compute is, right? With the Redpanda technology running on the Akamai platform. Now you have one of the best performing real-time streaming technologies available at your disposal right where you're building your applications. That's a huge unlock and a huge value add for Akamai customers. For Redpanda customers, they're already used to some of those efficiency gains on a per node basis. Now they have access to the distributed Akamai network, the largest distributed network in the world, which is purpose-built, designed for performance, latency, scale, and cost efficiencies. So it suddenly unlocks this whole platform to be able to build applications really where your users are, really, really close to users, which is more and more relevant in this new phase of AI and agentic applications where latency and throughput is more and more important. And it's not just a theory. We've also tested this ourselves. So just like Zeke spoke about his benchmarking on Linode, we've also used Redpanda for our own products in the past, and we've seen significant gains. We've seen about 55% improvements in TCO just by leveraging and adopting this new technology. So, some of our existing products already work on this tech. And we only think the benefits will compound as we have more customers, more data, more large applications being built on this platform.
Zeke, can you walk us through the technical fit? How do Redpanda and Akamai complement each other architecturally, and what new use cases or performance improvements can enterprise expect when combining real-time streaming with Akamai's distributed edge network?
So at a high level, Redpanda and Akamai are solving two halves of the same problem. How to run basically intelligent real-time applications globally with predictable low latency and high performance computing. The Akamai Cloud is designed to route requests to the edge that is closest to the CPUs, to the GPUs, which provides the best low latency performance and gives you a secure agentic workload. Now, Redpanda really complements this because we are the fastest streaming technology out there. And not only are we the fastest, but we give consistent low latency. So P999 till infinity, you'll never have an interruption in latency experience. So the performance win comes from proximity and flow. When you deploy Redpanda on Akamai's distributed cloud, customers can run real-time streaming workloads closer to where the data is generated, at the edge. So an AI system is waiting on round trips to a centralized region just to fetch context or to an event. So that means faster decisions, a more responsive agentic workload, and a better global consistency. And this, from a customer perspective, this partnership is designed to be straightforward to consume. Customers can purchase a solution through Akamai Cloud when they're on Linode with unified channels and a clear support model. So Akamai handles the commercial side while Redpanda supports the software. Now, in terms of use cases, I'll give you three of them. Agentic AI at the edge. So multi-step agents need to run repeated low latency inference calls and continuously refresh their context streams at the edge. So you have your LLMs, you have your GPUs, and the real-time applications all on the same node on Akamai Inference Cloud. Next is global IoT ingestion and real-time automation. So millions of devices producing streams that need immediate filtering, enrichment, and action. And finally, personalization and customer experience, serving real-time recommendations and conversational experiences globally without any of the lag you might if you have, an application on the other side of the world. The headline is simple. Akamai provides a distributed inference and secure envelope, while Redpanda provides real-time streaming and agentic data governance on their platform. So together we can run a globally distributed real-time AI systems that are faster and easier to operate at scale.
Prenil, can you talk about what makes running Redpanda on Akamai Cloud different from other alternatives? How does Akamai's edge infrastructure change the equation for latency sensitive or globally distributed streaming workloads?
Just like Zeke mentioned on the headlines, right? Like, there is a clear fit with both these technologies. But let's try to unpack that a little bit, right? Like, what does that really mean if I take a step deeper? The beauty of the Redpanda solution is in the way it drives efficiencies, right? On a per node basis, on a per customer, on a per machine basis, you're getting the biggest bang for your buck. So because there are those efficiency gains and because of the power of the platform, customers are seeing better performance, better throughput, better latency, and because of those efficiencies, there's those cost benefits, right? So that's the core of the headline that Zeke just mentioned. On the Akamai side, we have over 25 years of building large distributed networks. We are the largest distributed platform for compute out there. And we drive efficiencies by being really, really close to users, by driving efficiencies on the network layer. Now, that's where you combine forces and you're like, on the network layer, you're getting the biggest performance boost and the latency boost and the throughput boost by just being really close to users. And guess what? You're running Redpanda there, which is giving you the best performance efficiency gains on a per node, per machine, per cluster basis. So you combine both of these and you really see a 1 + 1 = 3 situation for customers where they get a service which doesn't exist in the market today, especially at the price to performance ratio compared to any other alternatives, be it running on hyperscalers or using alternative Kafka providers out there. Now, apart from that, there's also two more interesting things. One, there is the barrier to entry or the friction on the infrastructure side, right? How do you procure the solution? How do you get visibility? How do you bill for it? How do you pay for it? We're trying to remove all of these friction based on this partnership, right? Making it super simple, using the same ways that customers are already used to procuring, billing, paying for these things through Akamai. We are leveraging those same technologies, the same techniques to bring Redpanda to our customers. And outside of it, there's also this notion of developers when they're building applications which are data sensitive. You can move a lot of data from one point to the other. You tend to have those egress costs. Those costs pile up and people are reluctant to build many distributed applications because of those egress problems. Or it's a big point of contention, right? How do you define those architectures? How do you design it so that your costs for egress don't go very high? We don't penalize people for egress costs from the edge and the compute layers. So we are helping people and developers build more distributed applications, real-time streaming applications more effectively without the compromise of cost and being worried about those adding and building up egress costs. So combine all of these together and then you have something that is available in the market right now, which wasn't available before, especially at the performance, price, latency, throughput ratios when you look to do this yourself. So that's the reason we're really excited about this. We made a lot of noise about this in this field, and we have a lot of customers and even various enterprise teams really excited about this partnership.
Many enterprises are dealing with hybrid deployments. Some workloads in centralized cloud, others at the edge. How does this partnership help organizations build a unified streaming architecture that spans both environments without creating operational silos or data consistency challenges?
Yeah, I can take a stab at that. So you already had guests from Akamai on the show before. So the audience is probably aware of the Akamai, the plan, the strategy that we have to have this continuum of compute, right? So from core regions to distributed regions to edge regions. When you think about core, you're probably talking tens of locations, distributed hundreds of locations, and the edge is thousands of locations. Redpanda obviously runs on multiple clouds, and it's portable. But our goal with this partnership is to allow developers to build across the continuum, and also on top of that, leverage the benefits that the Akamai Edge and the security solutions that we bring to the table to our customers. So you can deploy it, you can create your applications using Redpanda running on the node, and you can choose to deploy it at different locations. It's not just compute or distributed regions, and it can work very well with the CDN, which is the front point of entry for all your user requests. And guess what? You can still be secured from DDoS attacks, application layer attacks, or any other plethora of those security threats that you're concerned about when you build those applications.
So the nice thing about Redpanda is it's not a complex thing to deploy and operate. You can basically just run it wherever you want. It could run on a small compute machine, and then we can ship that data to different storage devices, like a global CDN that Akamai is well known for. So there's various different ways of distributing the data. The other thing too is through various connectors, which you can run in Akamai Cloud, is you can transform the data. You can do access controls through our Agentic data plane. So you can make sure that your agents and workloads go to specific locations, specific teams, specific destinations. So it's all about governance and accountability at scale. I'm talking about logs. I'm talking about tracing what those agents are doing, who has access to what, and giving you total visibility into your real-time information across your organization.
Since Prenil mentioned previous discussions around streaming data, we did talk about this earlier in this episode, but I do want to go a bit deeper. What new opportunities, business opportunities, revenue opportunities does this open up for organizations that haven't traditionally used streaming data? What does this unlock?
In the past, anytime you build large applications, there's a lot of data tied to it. And then there are use cases tied to how do you leverage those data, right? So assuming we had this partnership in the past, we could have leveraged the technologies together to allow large-scale streaming applications. Now, we are so excited about the partnership because the timing seems perfect, because now there is an explosion of applications that need access to real-time data and real-time streaming data for that matter, right? So everybody's talking about building out applications that use AI, or building out agents that talk to each other, talk to humans, talk to different data layers, and provide the information back to these users. Zeke spoke about the data plane, saying, hey, we will be the connector across all these systems behind the scenes, and your agents can talk to us. We build those infrastructure, we bring those infrastructure layers where you can run the Redpanda applications. And there's a significant investment from Akamai around inferencing and AI and how we want to power the next generation of applications and the next generation of agentic applications. So this partnership really unlocks a lot of the underlying layers that are needed for those kind of applications, where think about any large enterprise customer who's currently thinking about, hey, I need to build an application. I need to build an agentic application. The agentic application and the agent itself needs to talk to various different data sources. That is a lot of complexity. The agent, they need to figure out where to run those agents, right? So that it responds to the users in a very high performant way. These layers that we're building with this partnership now provides those platforms for customers to build on that. Now you have the ability to build out inferencing workloads, or latency sensitive workloads right at the edge. And guess what? With the data plane that Zeke just spoke about, now you have the data sitting right where the compute is, and Redpanda takes on the task of saying, hey, I'll connect to 50 different connectors, 50 different sources behind the scene, and provide this unified layer which you can query in real time to get the performance that you need.
Prenil, Zeke, thank you for joining me and breaking down how real-time data streaming is evolving both for cloud and edge environments. This partnership between Akamai and Panda opens up some compelling possibilities for enterprises dealing with distributed workloads and latency critical applications. Thank you for your time today, and I look forward to the next session. Thank you. And for those watching, if your organization is evaluating streaming infrastructure for AI, edge compute, or global cloud deployment, make sure to check out Akamai's Qualified Compute Partner Program and Redpanda's platform. And don't forget to subscribe to TFIR, like this video, and share it with your team. Thanks for watching.